welcome to
our
seminar video. Enjoy!
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So, my name is Anir Shazana, and today I will talk about our webinar, which is Event Conceptualization, a case of Olympic Tokyo 2020. So, today I am the first panel. I will discuss about why objective is important in event planning, why target market is important, and also what is event planning. So you want to know what is this tree about? Let's go. Did you know in every event planning, objective is an important thing that need to have in it. So here's come the question: why objective is important in event planning? So today I am here to tell you why this objective is important. The first one, objective are the strategy that the event must use to reach the goals and make an impact before and after the event. All in all, objective is a long-term strategy that the event manager need to come up and the event planner need to come up. Number two, to keep you focused on the target goals so that you can work on it and have progress along the way until you reach it. It is so that the event that you make will be based on the objective so that you can make a clear decision and a clear duty. Number three, to have a good effort and action throughout the process of making an event. And the last one, I give you an example. For example, the goals of sport event Olympic are to educate youth through sports and promoting event to the audience. Next, when we do an event, we need to have an audience. So when we think about audience, we think about target market. So why target market is important in event planning? The first one is to identify audience interest for something that has high potential for sales growth. Number two, to meet the needs and wants of audience with appropriate initiative. Number three, to determine and use the correct marketing technique to attract the audience attention into the service provided. And the last one, for example, sport event is targeting people who are interested in sport and came from sport background, which is athlete, and they will attract the audience by promoting specialties, which is different types of sport games of Olympic that came from different countries. For example, we can see that in Olympic game, other than soccer, we also have judo, karate, taekwondo, fencing. So that this kind of thing is something that came from the country, which is came from Asia. Next, we talk about what is planning for event. So what is exactly a planning event? So it is depending on whether the event being conducted for the first time or it is pre-existing event. If the event is pre-existing event, the event manager or the stakeholders need to find a way to make the event more beautiful and more shining other than pre-existing event. Number two, event manager that creates new event need to be required to first work through broad concept of event with key stakeholders, which means before we doing an event, the event managers need to discuss, need to think about other key stakeholder opinion to make this event more lively. Number three, the event that meets certain criteria such as profitability need to move plan for creation and delivery. And number four, the last one, the pre-existing bidding process such as a conference or sporting event that need to be made or after a preliminary investigation as it is worthwhile making bid or proposal.
how to plan, what we need to be considered. Is a venue.
Venues as an event that uses a purpose-built venue for Olympic, such as arena, that much of the infrastructure will be in place.
Location of the venue suitable for the events in large area that is surrounded by seats that used for sports events. Therefore, the venue should match with the size of the event venue to the size of the event. According to the Olympic Tokyo website, mention the National Stadium for the Olympic Tokyo, venue capacity for Olympic opening and closing ceremonies, which is 68,000. What do venue can provide for the event? The venue can provide seating, washrooms, shower, bath, and changing rooms, especially for the athletes. Moreover, emergency plans and exits as key elements of accessibility related to entrances and exits that need to be considered to ensure that everybody can safely and appropriately enter and exit a site building or venue. Next, logistics. Based on article by Eric Margulies mentioned that the postponement can affect venues storing gear and materials, rehiring staff, and duplicating marketing efforts, all of which will need to be spent amid the broader economic fallout and recovery efforts from the pandemic. In addition, a senior official in the Tokyo metropolitan government predicted that Tokyo would see a drop of 9 billion to 18 billion in tax revenue due to the virus. Moreover, Tokyo had already secured the 18,000 volunteers required to host the games. The organizing committee plans to ask all volunteers if they are willing to have the same role and schedule next year to reconfirm participation and quickly as possible, while 36% of volunteer applicants having come from overseas. The most heartbroken moment when 4.5 million tickets have been sold for the Olympics. Tokyo told the press that it will be issuing full refunds in the event
to take place in Tokyo, starting July 24th for the rest of August this year. And then the coronavirus lockdown shutting everything down.
According to an estimate dating from January 2021, the Japanese government and other entities involved in hosting the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympic Games would lose 640 billion Japanese yen if the event was postponed. This was happened already, but in case the Olympic Games were cancelled altogether, the loss would amount to an estimate around 4.5 trillion Japanese yen. A global sponsorship program managed by the IOC that gives sponsors exclusive global marketing rights and partnership opportunity in exchange for financial contribution of 500 million. Current top companies include Alibaba, Toyota, and Dow. Large bill of 2 billion until 3 billion if the Tokyo Olympic were to be cancelled, and this will lose for the sponsorship opportunities. Revenue from sponsor, ticket sale, marketing, and IOC contribution that far cover just 5.6 billion of operation costs. TV revenue was expected to bring in 1.2 billion. Meanwhile, the games organizer released a total budget in December show 12.6 billion in cost for putting on the games. But according to the woman, a recent audit revealed that Japan could end up spending more than 26 billion.
Suitable time to do it, which is when can Tokyo Olympic can be done.
So Olympic organizers have pointed to postpone Tokyo Games as a potential symbol of the world overcoming the coronavirus pandemic. So first event of the 2021 Tokyo Olympic is scheduled to take place exactly 2 months from now, which is on July 21st. So last year, they postponed the games in late March. While there is no official cut-off date, the schedule is very tight. So tests and qualifying events are under way, and some international athletes are already on the ground. So what Tokyo Olympic did is athletes have to quarantine for 3 days upon the arrival, with some exemptions, and are being asked to keep their contact with other people to a minimum during the 14 days before they travel to Japan. So, moving on. The last one we're gonna talk about is the impact. So what are the impact of the postponed Tokyo Olympic 21? So the impact that we can get when we do a proper planning before an event is we can run the event smoothly because we have planned it beforehand, and also can prepare a contingency plan in case any accident happen in the future. So this kind of event planning can also make the organizer know their audience and preference, choose the right venue, understanding the purpose of the event, and create a content that can attract the audience. So for example, the impact extends for past tourism, hospitality. For example, like the Olympics, thousands of local businesses were preparing to release special products and campaign time to the Tokyo Olympic.